Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, we have got so much to talk about in this ASMR football, ASMR soccer video, focusing on the quarterfinals of the World Cup. We spoke already about the round of 16, and I think it's time to talk about some of the really, really big matches that have happened over the weekend. So strap yourself in, maybe fall asleep, maybe just watch for fun, but we're going to be talking quarterfinals of the World Cup right here and right now. So much controversy, so many shocks. Let's get started. So, fixtures. Okay, I cannot believe Brazil are out, on one hand, but Croatia, they're not like, they're such a weird team, aren't they? They don't play other teams off the park, they just manage to stay in it. I think that they're a really good side from back to front. They lack a really top world-class striker, particularly since some of their previous strikers have, they don't have a Davor Šuker at the moment or a Mandzukic. Their strikers are decent, but they're not, world-class. Obviously, there's a picture of Modric in the middle. He is world-class still. Yeah, and I just think that they managed to stop other teams, which I think is the key to this World Cup so far, stopping other teams and basically promoting yourself and making sure that you get through. So Petkovic scored a deflected goal in injury time after Neymar scored a really beautiful team goal, and then Brazil fluffed their lines on penalties. Criticism for the boss Chiche for putting Neymar as the quite dangerous fifth penalty taker, so he didn't even get to take a penalty. 4-2 on penalties, done and dusted over Brazil. Shocker, my favourites to win the tournament, out. This fixture is turning into quite a feisty one. So Argentina beat the Netherlands on penalties as well, 2-2. They were 2-0 up, Molina and Messi with a penalty, and then Weghorst with 2 late goals. The Dutch are saying that the Argentinians had too many of the decisions their way from the referee, and that Messi was controlling the referee. I watched it in the background, so I didn't really engage with the intimacies of the match too much. From a bystander, from a sort of neutral, it was an intensely entertaining match, but it's become quite feisty. Messi, didn't they kick the ball into the dugout, Argentina, of the Dutch team, and Messi went over and sort of celebrated in front of them and stuff. So I think it's because they've criticised him prior to the match to wind him up. So yeah, I think it was extremely feisty, but very entertaining, and they're probably sick of the sight of each other because they keep on knocking each other out of World Cups, don't they? Okay, then probably the least controversial, very deserved, even my Portuguese friend said so, and just absolutely happy, so happy about this. Morocco won, Portugal 0. Nesri scored the only goal, the Sevilla striker, and the goalkeeper was man of the match, Yassine Bono. I think it was richly deserved. Similar to Croatia, they just stopped Portugal playing, so I said it would be a Portugal-Brazil final. Those two teams did have fantastic round of 16 results and performances. However, Croatia and Morocco just stopped them playing. And what I'm learning, even after 20 years of loving football and being obsessed with it, is that it's not about who's the most attractive team, who plays it around the nicest, who scores beautiful goals. It's about who wins matches. And if your way of going into it, neither team, neither Croatia nor Morocco, are like super boring, everyone in defence, but they're really compact when the opposition has the ball, and then they counter-attack, but they can pass it around. They do have both teams, Croatia and Morocco, have extremely good technicians. So we're not talking about a boring team here. We're talking about one that's got their tactics absolutely spot on. And I think it's something that really Wales could and should have done in order to be more successful in this tournament, because they can't compete. Morocco can't really compete one-on-one with Portugal or Spain, but the tactics they opted for allowed them to have an even playing field, and they still need to score the goals, they still need to win on penalties. So chuffed. First African team, first Arab nation into a semi-final in the history of the World Cup. I do not want to bet against them. I will be supporting them fully when they take on France. Okay, and of course, last one, France beating England 2-1. So Kane had 2 penalties, missed the second one in the closing minutes of the match. Chouameni with a strike from outside the box, and Giroud doing what Giroud does. 2-1, so no penalties on this occasion, but it was a tale of missed penalties for England again. Again, controversy because the English strongly feel that the refereeing decisions went against them. As a neutral watching this, I don't disagree, but I don't really strongly agree either. They got 2 penalties. And yeah, it'd be interesting if you want to share in the comments which particular decisions. I think Kane thought he should have had another penalty. I thought the tackling from Upamecano, I think that's how it's pronounced, was a little bit on the edge at times. What was it? Upamecano, yeah, I thought that he was a little bit, and Theo Hernandez just was running all over the place like a lost child. He didn't really know how to deal with Sacco, who was the best player on the pitch apart from Griezmann, or Griezmann, who was just, he played that role in the middle as a Welsh supporter that Ramsey did for us when we reached the semi-finals. Roams around, picks up a pass, runs the ball, carries the ball, he got 2 assists. He was just, I don't usually like him as a player, but in that match he was sensational. I thought that Declan Rice had a really good game. I thought, well, Walker got criticised, but Mbappe didn't do anything. So isn't that, they were given 7.5 to Mbappe. He did a couple of fancy step-overs and just run into corners. They didn't let him do anything. I thought it was his worst game in the tournament. So I totally disagree with this. Walker, I thought, had him in his pocket. But everything I've read contradicts that. What do you think? Henderson and Bellingham didn't quite have their influential matches. Foden was okay. Kane, I just don't like the tactics under Southgate of like falling over for free kicks and penalties. And there was a lot of that, and I think that the referee in the end was thinking that they were crying wolf a bit too much. That for me is what I feel about the whole situation of, not giving so many decisions. I think that they were falling over so often that it the referee just didn't have any time for it. But it was extremely 50-50, and to be honest, I kind of feel like France are the favourites to win the whole tournament. Had England won, I would have said exactly the same. Remember my first predictions video about 6 months ago, I said England to reach the final and lose to Argentina. So I think France and Argentina probably will be in the final. If it's Croatia, Morocco, I will be extremely pleased because it means we could have a new World Cup winner and potentially the first African nation to ever win it. And obviously Morocco will break that glass ceiling twice in the same tournament. First semi-finalists. Could they be the first finalists? France will find it hard to break them down, and I think because of their history with France invading Morocco in the years gone by, I think there's a lot of motivation for Morocco to beat them. Argentina, Croatia have already beaten Brazil, so why not Argentina, who I think haven't played as well as Brazil in this tournament. But, as going back to my point earlier on, does that matter anymore? I don't know if it does. So my prediction is going to be that... So my head says Argentina-France final. France to win, although it'd be nice for Messi to win the World Cup, obviously. My heart says Croatia-Morocco final, in which case it's 50-50. Croatia lost the final last time on a stupid VAR handball decision from Perisic. It'd be nice for them to redeem themselves and win it. Equally, for Morocco to win it would be literally game-changing for football in Africa and in Arab nations. So I think that that is also fantastic. So head says France. I think that's the worst case scenario because they are the holders. You don't want them to win it again, really. Argentina winning it for Messi would be great. Croatia winning it because they lost the last final unfairly would be amazing. And Morocco winning it is good for so many reasons. What are the chances, if you'd said before the tournament, of having a Croatia-France final twice in a row? I think you would have got really good odds on that. So we'll see, but I'm thinking France is most likely to win it now, Morocco least likely, but I would love Morocco. Have I got the flag here? Yeah, I do. I would love Morocco to get it. It would be huge for world football and football in Africa. So yeah, fingers crossed, and I'll do another video after the semi-finals have happened ahead of the final. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me loads of comments. Tell me how much you disagree with me, how much you agree with me, anything I've missed talking about. All those controversial refereeing decisions, I want to hear all about them because I didn't see them myself. And yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye 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 bye.